from a company perspective. On our PRM platform, we have Power BI, and what we see, and one of the reason we moved over, we used to provide out of the box 150 to 100 reports, and that would not satisfy most clients because they will have these unique questions and unique things that they want to run, a territory needs to run, and they need hundreds and thousands of reports. So from a structural perspective, where does your solution fit into, like, if somebody has a CRM connected to a PRM, whether they take Salesforce and extend Salesforce all the way, whether they take Salesforce or Zenfeed, extend all the way, where would you sit into that stack?
Great question. We sit behind it. And so we're ingesting from Salesforce and PRM. We show up mostly in the PRM. So the PRM, so Zenfeed, we would integrate into there, and during that onboarding process, we'd just be in the background there as part of that onboard. We're getting that initial value. And then the other thing that we do to make sure that we're showing up in those things is we have a back of a baseball card, the highlights. So at a glance, I can understand where partners are contributing, what they're doing, where they have strengths, weaknesses, and the partner can see that inside of their portal as well, if that's an integration that's been built out. And so there are a lot of places where the data shows up for them, but the baseline metric that we're using on this is called the shared value index. And you can think of that like a credit score for the partners. And that's the key thing to start to understand, is that credit score is looking at three different things. First party, historical, and real time. Second party, like Crossbeam or Partner Tap or whatever it is that you are using for that account mapping. And then third party data, because I need to be able to understand where partners have specific things that are happening in the market, because right now it's so relational that we like working together. We're going to go to market together. We're going to do this webinar together. But if I have a resource of webinar that costs money, I'm expecting an ROI off of that. If I just base it on the relationship and you have a bunch of negative headwinds out there, you're getting tanked on Glassdoor and G2, and maybe you have an SEC violation somewhere. If I go to market with you, that's going to blow back on me. And so I want to be able to identify and understand, based on all of that data, which partner is most effective and who's going to have the highest propensity to create ROI off of this thing that I have available now. So our job isn't to replace PRM or in any way, shape, or form.